I'm Hannah Swanson, and this is my presentation for all of you listening. So I grew up in a super small town called Leroy, Michigan, and what was so wonderful about it is the fact that my family and I have lived in a log cabin for about 19 years now, but it's in the woods, and so we were able to have that accessibility and availability in order to have moving and wonderful connections with nature. I remember as a kid, my release was always going for a walk in the woods, but we also snowshoe and we hike and we ski and we mushroom hunt and we fish and we're in tune with nature. We're in tune with how important and vital it is for our survival and how it can be so healing. It gives us so much more than just the resources that we try to deplete from it and extract. So that's really where my sustainable and environmentalistic mindset started, my passion. Leroy is also, since it's super small, community development and compassion, it's circulated throughout the area because everyone knows one another, and if someone is going through something, we're all going to be there for that person or that family. So that's really where my compassion and my community involvement started to become overwhelming, with the fact that I knew that I wanted to do something with that in my life for the rest of my life. So that's really the roots for those two foundations. Um, and then after getting out of my bubble of Leroy, this explosion happened once I came to college. And I started studying liberal studies with an emphasis in creative community development and social justice with an environmental studies minor. So I'm learning all sorts of things, ongoing things that are horrible. And that is right. You learn how messed up the world is. Social problems are happening every single day. People and people don't really get along all the time, of course. But we can kind of do it in the most horrible ways. Capitalism is thriving. People will do anything in order to gain a profit, even at people's expense, which is terrible. Red light districts and sweatshops are everywhere. Hungry people are everywhere, and of course, the ripping and extraction and depletion of our beautiful resources. So this is really the foundations for my interest in wicked problems for people versus people and people versus environmental issues, and why I'm such an advocate for environmental justice. I mean, I don't think a lot of people really understand how important our world is, how important nature is, and the fact that it gives us so much more than the resources we deplete from it. So this is really my foundation for wanting to go further, for wanting to counter these issues and wanting to do something about them. These are my two resources that have really hit home for me in a couple of my classes. The Shaman's Apprentice is a book, but it's also a documentary that I watched in my cultural geography class. And this is about the Amazon rainforest and the depletion of it. And along with the depletion comes the native tribes that are living throughout the Amazon rainforest. So the shamans, they are a beautiful tribe. They're so intelligent in how much they know about the Amazon rainforest. For an example, there was a man in the tribe that had gotten bitten by a poisonous snake. So they were able to cure him. But if that man would have been in America, we would have not had the resources in order to save him. So the resources that are in the Amazon, wonderful resources that we don't even know about, that is being depleted along with these peoples who are native to the forest and who know so much about it. So the knowledge is also going to be gone as well. Pedagogy of the Oppressed is a book about the four systems of oppression, which includes imperialism/colonialism, capitalism, patriarchy, and racism. And so Paulo Freire talks about how we just like to hurt people, basically, and how we're not embracing each other. We're not relating to one another and understanding the differences. Instead, we just like to hurt each other, like I said. So that was a crazy and radical book because it totally changed my perspective on human relations. These are my citations for those two resources. And this is really all the things that I have said. This is really where my background has come from for wanting to do something about all these issues that are happening between people and between people and the environment. Oops. So for this project, I am so excited. I cannot wait to see what we come up with as a group. I think I can bring my research skills, my speech skills, and writing skills from advertising and from previous other classes. I have an advertising background, so I'd like to think that I have some creativity. I have a lot of determination and drive and excitement for sustainability. I think it is wonderful that people want to do something for the environment, so I'm all gung ho about it too. I can integrate opposite concepts. I can articulate my thoughts. I can work well collaboratively, but most of all, I've got a lot of passion for the environment, and I'm so excited to be working on this project. Um, I think Sonder Farms is beautiful. I think it's wonderful the idea that's coming into this organization, just beginning this organization in order to target all these issues, which is super complex, a huge and enormous challenge in order to take on. But I think something complex needs to be um, ongoing in order to counter a complex problem. So I think Thad has a really great idea. I'm really excited to be working with him. I think we just need to be articulating his thoughts better and what exactly he wants to do, as well as promoting him. So I'm so excited to be working on this project and to be working with all of you, and I can't wait to see what we come up with.